Just letting you guys know you can listen to my No Bleeps podcast anywhere you stream podcasts or on my No Bleeps YouTube channel. Link in the description. Hey guys, it's Billy and welcome back to Sesh. Today we are doing a weekly Teacap because there are a couple things that we need to talk about, and that is Jeffree Star trying to be in the headlines, Tati Westbrook taking back what she said about James Charles, and Trisha Paytas going off on Ryland Adams. Now, before we get into anything, I want to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by Casetify. I am obsessed with Casetify cases. They have saved my phone a number of times. I'm always dropping my phone, and this has seriously saved my screen. Any other case I've ever used, I always end up with cracks, but not with this case on my phone. Casetify's cases are super slim and protective. Their impact cases are engineered with a 2-layer construction of Teacap, and they are drop test approved for up to 6.6 feet for impact cases and 9.8 feet for ultra impact cases. This is not a joke, you guys. I even did a drop test so that you guys can see just how protective these cases really are. They come in a ton of designs as well, so you can pick from your favorite color or print and match your phone to your style. You can also add your name or monogram for a truly custom case. And Casetify's antimicrobial coating keeps your case germ-free, killing 99% of bacteria. And their impact and ultra impact cases are made with 50% recycled materials, so you guys can feel good about your phone looking amazing. So if you guys want to get one of these cases, I have an offer for you guys to get 15% off a case. You can go to casetify.com/spillsesh and get 15% off your new favorite phone case. The link will also be in the description, so go check it out. Now let's get into the tea. So first, let's talk about Jeffree Star. Honestly, Jeffree hasn't been in that much drama as of recent, mostly because there's nothing really going on with Jeffree. But it seems like Jeffree is resorting to old drama topics to get him back in the headlines, to get him back in the Google search, to get people to start talking about him again. And I really think it's a little embarrassing because this is one of those stories that everybody is like, this is a complete and utter joke, and nobody believed this to begin with. And that is the story of Jeffree and Kanye West. This was a completely ridiculous story that went around earlier this year. People thinking that Jeffree Star was hanging out with Kanye West and they were together in some sort of way, and he had a hand in the divorce with him and Kim. It was a complete mess, and obviously Jeffree loved it because everybody was talking about him at the time, and I don't know why he's bringing the story back, but he is. He's in an interview this past week with E! News and once again brought up the rumors with him and Kanye, and they wrote an entire article about it saying Jeffree Star sets the record straight on those hilarious Kanye West romance rumors. Even Daily Mail picked it up and said, quote, "I think Kanye's music is amazing, but he's definitely not for me." Jeffree Star denies hilarious romantic rumors linking him to Kanye West. In the article, it says that he says, "I think the coincidence is crazy when you live in Hidden Hills 2 miles away from him, and then I've always loved Wyoming, and I was obviously aware that they have been going there a lot." He exclusively told E! News, "I think the rumors are funny, they're hilarious. I had no idea that a girl that was on TikTok made it up until recently, so that was a shocker." Jeffree added, "I really did mean when I say I really do like tall men. I think Kanye's music is amazing, but he's definitely not for me." I mean, you guys, this story cracks me up. I don't know what products he is trying to sell in the next couple of weeks that he needed to bring the story up again, but he is. Anyways, let's get into what's going on with Tati Westbrook because this is crazy, very unexpected. Tati has been a topic of conversation in the last couple of months just because of the situation with James Charles. Obviously, Tati was the original person to ever call out James Charles along with Jeffree Star. And so people have been wondering what Tati is thinking right now because last year Tati did come back to the internet to basically tell everybody that she's sorry for what she said about James Charles. Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star manipulated her into believing that James Charles was this horrible human being. And now she obviously is saying that she doesn't stand by any of those things that she said originally about James. And it was all just things that they were telling her to try to get her to dislike James, to ruin James's upcoming line that he was creating with Morphe, and all of this stuff. Now, Tati seems like she is taking back everything that she's saying, including her apology to James Charles, because she has since deleted her breaking my silence video on YouTube. This is a crazy big move because Tati has not been online in a very long time, literally since she uploaded that video. And now it seems like she is taking back what she said about James Charles and does not want that to be the last thing that she has said on the topic of James. This whole thing is definitely a mess when you go from saying, hey, this person is dangerous to, hey, this person is not. I was lied to by this person, and everything that I said was all manipulation. And now it's just kind of like, well, actually everyone thinks that your original statement was the correct statement. So this looks very uncomfortable and very weird now. It definitely was very shocking to a lot of people to see that Tati did go and remove this video. Who knows? Maybe she's trying to redeem her image before she comes back, because if she came back and that video was still up there, people would have a lot of questions for her, including whether or not she supports James still. But I think with her deleting this, it definitely looks like she doesn't. But that is that. Let's get into Trisha Paytas going off on Ryland Adams and Shane Dawson. Trisha has been in a lot of headlines this week, obviously, with the frenemies drama that has gone down between her and Ethan. It has been an insane time for Trisha. But this tea is, honestly, it's from last week, but it is being brought up once again because of the stuff that's going on with frenemies and how Trisha is being perceived by the public. And what Trisha said last week on the frenemies episode about Ryland and Shane was very heavily based on a previous episode of Ryland's podcast called The Sip. And I did a video on this. This was when Ryland was very upset with fans of the show because the comment section after one of the episodes that was a lot longer than a usual podcast episode typically has been for them was a bunch of praise. People were like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that the episode is going to be so long, or yay, finally a long episode. Ryland was interpreting those comments as, oh my God, finally a real long podcast. Like, he was literally insulted that people wanted longer podcasts. And people felt like he was just being super disrespectful and definitely being rude to fans who were actually complimenting the fact that the podcast was long, and that he wasn't appreciative of the fact that people want to hear him talk for a very long time. And people thought that he was being very entitled. And on the Frenemies episode, Trisha was talking about this and said that Ryland should be grateful that people are watching his podcast. And Trisha then says that they're obviously biased because Ryland and Shane personally cross them. So obviously their opinions are going to be very negative about the way that Ryland is acting in this podcast. But Trisha says that he is a complete snake, sold his soul to the devil, and said the whole thing about this podcast made them completely livid, and said Ryland is self-absorbed, said that Ryland is smug and arrogant, and says that he should just be lucky for the views that he gets. Trisha also then says how unappreciative Ryland sounded in this, and says that it's going to be his downfall being so unappreciative for what he has. And obviously now seeing what's transpired between Trisha and frenemies and Ethan and all that, people are saying that she is actually acting like Ryland, being ungrateful. And it's a very, very big conversation that people are having in terms of feeling like they're entitled to all this stuff because Frenemies is a massive podcast, but it's still under H3 Productions. But suddenly people feel like Trisha is acting as if they own part of H3 Productions now, even though Frenemies is just one part of H3 and not its own separate company. Obviously, if Frenemies was its own company, Trisha would have a major stake in the company, but that's just simply not the case. Obviously, that's something that they have to work out within themselves, but people have just been comparing what Trisha said about Ryland, how Ryland was acting, to how they are acting right now, and it does not look good at all. It's definitely just been another thing that people have been calling them out for, and I definitely want to know what you guys think about this entire situation, what Trisha said about Ryland compared to what they are saying about their current situation with frenemies. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this and everything else we talked about today. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.